We are now in the Apollo Theater dressing rooms. Now, these dressing rooms have been used by so many stars over the years. You're talking about Billie Holiday, B.B. King, The Temptations, The Four Tops, the Jackson Five, and even modern day artists like comedian Chris Rock. When Chris Rock was scheduled to do his Bigger and Blacker tour here, he came to check out the Apollo Theater, right? And he came up to these dressing rooms. And Chris walked into the bathrooms and noticed that the sinks and the toilets were in really bad shape. So Chris Rock says, "Oh, come on, Apollo, come on, look at here." He says, "I tell you what, when I do my special here, I promise you, I will get you new sinks and new toilets." And ladies and gentlemen, Chris Rock has got the Apollo Theater new sinks and new toilets on all 4 floors of the Apollo Theater. What a man of his word. This dressing room reminds me of when I first started coming to hang out here at the Apollo Theater. It was in 1964. I wasn't living in Harlem. I was living in the Bronx at the time, and I came down here to hang out in the back of the theater to run errands for the performers. I would run to the store to get their coffee, get their meals, their shoes shine, their clothes out the cleaners, and I got to see and meet a lot of people at the beginning of their careers. I first saw Stevie Wonder right here at the Apollo when Stevie was only 14 years old. I was 14. I'm not going to tell you how old I am right now because I don't want to blow up Stevie's spot. I first saw Michael Jackson in 1969, right on the stage of the Apollo, when Michael was only 9 years old. So I've seen so many people's careers start here at the Apollo Theater and then watch their careers just blossom. These dress rooms have a very unique history. You know, when you come to the Apollo Theater, you walk through the backstage. The artists sign in with security, and then each artist that's performing, they're given a dressing room. Now, before you walk up to the steps to your dress room, there is a dressing room assignment posted on the walls. Boy, I can tell you about the fights that some of these artists had, because the bigger star you are, the lower your dressing room floor was, right? And if you were a less bigger star, you had to walk up a large flight of steps. So there was always arguments downstairs about who should be on the ground floor, who needs to walk up to the top floor. But I tell you, it was happening then, and folks, it's still happening to this very day. I can't believe it. I can tell you so many stories. These dress rooms were the first place where I saw guys really act real cool to girls. I'm not going to mention the R&B group that was on the Motown label, but back in the days, they would have their little groupies come up here, and they would stand outside their dress room doors. And the guys would stand with their hands on the walls, and the girls, and they would talk to girls, "Girl, you know I love you, sweetheart." And the girl was then, "You do? Don't say you do if you don't." "Oh, girl, you know I love you, baby." Oh, man, what a lesson in being cool. I mean, I was a young kid then, and I learned how to be cool by the Temptation, by guys from the Motown label. Oh, what an experience it is to be able to see that as a kid. And now I'm a gentleman. I don't ask women to, "Do you love me?" or "Don't you love me?" I'm a very happily married man and grandfather. Thank you. So where do we go next?